I quit my job to travel the world, and it was one of the best decisions I have ever made. But it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine. Traveling taught me more about myself in 1 year than any classroom or desk job ever did, including a few hard truths I wasn't expecting. Here is what I learned. Taking a gap year can be incredibly rewarding. My gap year was one of the best life experiences I think I'll ever have. I made some new friends on my journey, and I created lasting memories that I truly will cherish forever. I also accomplished a lot of things while on my gap year that I'm extremely proud of that I couldn't have done without taking this time for myself. I improved my Spanish, even just a little, because of the cultural immersion experience I had in Central America. I also faced my fears and explored the DMZ in Korea. I celebrated the holidays at the European Christmas markets, which was an absolute bucket list activity for me. And then I went on a solo volunteer trip and helped children in a struggling community at an after-school program in Antigua, Guatemala. And so much more. My gap year was empowering, humbling, motivating, and formative all at the same time. And I hope everyone has a chance to experience travel like this. We are all human, no matter where we come from. Culture shock is totally real and completely normal. But the thing that I learned most about culture shock is that even though my culture may be different from someone else's, every culture is important and must be appreciated. One of my favorite travel stories is from when I was exploring Taiwan and I was attempting to navigate public transportation with my friend.
We just had a moment with our bus driver. He was absolutely so adorable.
The bus driver saw that we were foreigners and asked us in his broken English where we were from.
We were like, oh, like the States, like USA, New York.
Then, completely unexpectedly, the bus driver starts singing John Denver's famous song, Take Me Home, Country Roads.
It was absolutely adorable. And then when we got off the bus, he was like, thank you for taking my bus. It was so cute. It was adorable. I'm gonna cry.
It was a surreal experience to have and an incredible human connection that I will absolutely never forget.
That's kind of cool.
And it's an experience I never would have had if I never took the chance trying public transportation in a foreign country I never even had on my bucket list to begin with. I hate solo traveling. It's true. I tried it once and I don't think I will ever try it again. I'm so envious of those girls who can just do solo travel, but I'm just not as brave, and that's okay. This is something that I learned about myself recently, and I'm just glad I got to experience solo travel at least once in my life. I learned that I am more of a collaborative person, and I like sharing travel memories with others. I love being able to bounce ideas back and forth with people, and I like debriefing at the end of long travel days. For now, I will admire solo female travelers from afar while I plan my trips with my friends. Maybe one day I'll feel brave enough to try solo travel again. Travel can be as cheap or as expensive as you want it to be. There were some trips that I chose to splurge on and some trips that I wanted to be more budget friendly. Places like Japan, England, and South Korea are going to be more expensive than places like Guatemala, Taiwan, and Serbia. So I chose to take advantage of the season and the weaker currencies. If you are trying to travel for cheap, hostels are an excellent option, and I stayed in quite a few interesting ones in Europe. Japan also has cheap capsule hotels that I just had to try out. And while my experience wasn't the best, you'll find out why in a later video, it still made for an interesting story and a cheap stay. Don't get me wrong, I also enjoy the finer things in life too. So I also chose to stay in hotels and Airbnbs along my journey as well. Once I accepted that I wanted to splurge or I was going to budget travel, it really changed the game for me. I never felt like I was missing out on an experience because of the style of travel I chose. Travel is really what you make it, and it all depends on how you want to experience a new place. Leaving a stable career was easy at first, but the longer I went without stability, the more challenging life became. I was so excited to quit my job and leave my desk. I constantly found myself sitting at that desk, just daydreaming and planning trips that I knew I wanted to take one day. So eventually, the opportunity presented itself, and I quit. I don't regret leaving my job, as I think it's one of the best decisions I ever made in my 20s. But I didn't really consider what it would be like when the novelty ran off. Even when you're out exploring, bills don't stop. Travel insurance, health insurance, car payments, Netflix subscriptions, you name it. So while you think you're saving money by not having to pay rent, think again. Even the little things add up after a while of no steady income. It became increasingly more challenging to travel the way I wanted to because travel is a luxury and experiences come with a price. Even after I ended my year of travel, getting back into the real world presented a challenge, and creating a whole new routine was a struggle. Everything works itself out in the end, but don't think I wasn't stressed in the moment, because I definitely was. Full-time travel was truly one of the best decisions of my life, and if you're considering full-time travel as well, this is your sign to just do it. You too will learn a lot more about yourself and the world. And of course, thank you so much for watching and for supporting this channel. Your support means the world to me as it helps keep this channel alive. Have you ever quit your job to travel? If so, I would love to hear what your experiences were like down in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming adventures. See you next time!